look at a utility that I'm starting to find really quite useful that I read about from Macworld a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and I downloaded it and didn't find it really useful because the tabs at the top of it, I'll explain that in a second, weren't really things that I used. Had I actually taken the time to read the user information, I would have discovered that you can actually change all the tabs. They're completely flexible and user configurable. And now that I've realized that, it becomes really quite easy. It comes from a company called myownApp.com or MoApp, MoApp.com. And it actually is a free download. It looks like this. So what it basically gives you is a dedicated web-based window for web pages or services that you use on the web that you go to all the time. And you can actually configure each of these. I'll show you that in a second. So for instance, my mail app is here. Obviously, I took out my user credentials for privacy. But once I put in my credentials, every time I start the program up, that's the first page it goes to. And then rather than having to go to another web page, it's all right here. So my Twitter account's here. My RSS feed is here. I've got NewsGator here now. I was using Google Reader before. My favorite website. And what's really great about this is that you can actually go and within the monitor window, check out the web page. And so here's one of Wayne's first videos with his new iPhone. I use Skydeck with Google Voice, and so once I put in my user credentials, all of my information will be here that I can actually see my calls, return SMSs. It's a great service. If I want to get the news, it's right here. And then I've got an area that I can actually take some quick notes if I need to, and I can give myself to-dos. All of them really quite easy, and this is what makes it really powerful. If you go into the preferences and you go into the segments, it actually lets you configure what you want here. So any URL can go here, and then you can call it anything you want. This defaults to analytics, but I actually put in Skydeck's URL and the name Skydeck. This says reader. I put in NewsGator and RSS. I could do any web-based RSS feed if I want, or I can do anything else. And it'll actually be called whatever this segment title is when you do it. You can pick a website. I did, Gear Diary, and then e-commerce is no longer e-commerce. It's actually the Times. And so it allows you, and you can control the refresh rate, how often it refreshes. You can control the size of the font. You can control how often Twitter refreshes because Twitter caps the number of times that you can tweet. Other configurations. Again, it's not a complex app, and that's the whole point. It actually makes it really simple to bring up your most used web pages right here and keep it separate from the rest of your browsing experience and just leave it in the corner of your window for whenever you need it. A huge thank you to our friends at Telestream for, first of all, creating some great software, especially in this case ScreenFlow, and for allowing us here on Gear Diary to begin using ScreenFlow for video casts such as this. We've just begun using the software and we absolutely love it. You can get more information on Telestream's products by visiting their URL, http at www.telestream.net.